Well, Zay. Shema Tomar. Now, a person might say, First, I will make a lot of money. I'll become wealthy, and then I will have the time and I will have the spare time. I will have the peace of mind also to study Torah. So I will first be able to purchase that which I require, and I will then be able to free myself from my business activities, and then I shall have time to study. This is mistaken. Again, this is not how the world works. Says Rambam, a person who thinks in such terms will never be zocher lechitra shel Torah, the crown of Torah. In other words, to become a serious chacham in Torah, a person of true understanding, imbued with the wisdom of the Torah, and a person to whom people can turn and ask serious questions, and a person who can provide correct and true advice to others, as mentioned at the very beginning of the 6th additional parak of Masechet Avot. Kol ha'osek b'Torah lishma, says Rabbi Meir, zocha lidvarim harbe, becomes very great in many respects, and one of those respects is being able to provide correct advice to others. And people of understanding know this. People with not on that level, but they understand that you have to turn to that kind of person to get the right advice, because that person sees the world and weighs things up in a very different way, and that is a ben Torah. A person who understands this is a ben Torah, and therefore he turns to a chacham b'Torah. As I heard reported once in the name of Hagon Rabbi Aaron Kotler Zitzal, who established the yeshiva in Lakewood in America. Once, the story goes, a wealthy Jew, not a big chacham necessarily, but someone who was willing to donate a large sum of money to the yeshiva. This was in the early days of the yeshiva, so I heard the story. He asked him, well, how many students do you wish to have in this yeshiva? And he said 1,000. And he was taken aback. Why would you need 1,000 students to produce a few great rabbanim? You need 1,000 students? And he says, no. To create a few chachmei Torah, you don't need 1,000 students. You can handpick a few. But what I'm aiming at is to have one gadol b'Torah and 999 mevinim. 999 people who know the value of the gadol b'Torah, and mimela know that you should actually ask him questions and turn to him and seek his advice. That's a mivin. But that also requires education. That also requires training and living with people who understand the world in those terms. So, to be a mevin or to be a good Jew who supports his family and lives like more or less like other people, and is kove'itim la Torah, that is one thing. And such a person also requires havana. He has to have understanding and be a ben Torah. But to be zocher lechitra shel Torah, which is what we're discussing here, and that's what the Mishnah in Masechet Avot is discussing, that is something else. That's what Rambam is discussing here. Im ta'alem mahashava zo ali bircha ena tazoche lechitra shel Torah le'olam. Ena aset Toratecha keva u'melachtecha arai. Again, another Mishnah Masechet Avot. Shammai says this. Wa'al tomar lecheshe poneh eshna shema lo tiponeh. And do not think that you will study Torah when you have time, because you will discover that you will never have time. There will always be other things to distract you and which will consume your time. So this whole perek, up to this point that we have studied today, has been discussing Misha Roseli's Kof B'chitra Shel Torah, a person who wishes to assume upon themselves the task and the destiny of being a Chacham B'Torah in the real sense. That is a lifelong undertaking, and that is an extremely serious undertaking, and that requires a particular mindset and an attitude and lifestyle often as well.